And you never saw any fights or anything like real extreme happen in that environment?
I saw a couple fights. The first fight I ever saw, a guy cut another guy in line when we were waiting for food in the detention center, and they start going at it. And then all of a sudden you hear like this shrieking scream, and you look on the floor, there's blood, and the guy's piece of his finger is on the ground. The guy bit his finger off. What? So the guy that got cut in line bit the other guy that did the cutting's finger right off.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So you'd see things like that. You would hear stories about like guys getting like a rod shoved up their ass if they were like a pedophile.
Whoa.
Like with a broomstick in the hallway. You would hear things like that.
What about a carrot?
No, I didn't hear anything about a carrot.
What about a pickle?
No. We did have pickles though, like the pickle pouches. We didn't have carrots.
No, because allegedly in LA County, you might get knocked out and have a carrot shoved up your ass.
Really?
Yeah.
My bunkmate would always hit the bottom of my bed when I was sleeping on my stomach. He was like, "You can't sleep on your stomach, Bunky.
Just because
your ass is out. You just can't have it exposed like that."
But you didn't hear about any rapes taking place in this low security prison?
No, you just hear like your typical stories, like don't drop the soap. If someone leaves like candy on your bed or commissary, don't take it. Things like that you would hear. But I didn't physically see a rape or anything. But then you have plenty of guys that would, like we were talking about earlier, literally just like they're getting dick. Like they're hooking up with other men. Like these big shot callers, that the heads of the cars, they're getting their dick sucked or they're someone.
Right. Consensually.
Consensually. And the crazy thing is, if you call them out on it, you're going to get stabbed by them. Like we're talking big guys, like say a diesel shot caller from the New York car is hooking up with another guy. Yeah. And you say, "Hey, oh, that's gay," or "You're a homophobe," or whatever. You're on top of that. Like you're upset about it. You'll get stabbed by that guy.
That's crazy.
And he'll say he's not gay or anything.
Jesus. I mean, yeah, it's out of control. But I mean, I've heard like the absolute craziest shit. There was a Vlad interview that he did with Gangster Williams, who's Birdman from Cash Money's brother, and he was locked up for a long period of time. And he said, actually, it was this other guy that he was with, Lil Diesel, but he said that he had seen a guy who was locked up doing life. At some point, his son gets locked up, and his son becomes his punk.
That's crazy.
I mean, yeah. Once you hear and process that, it's kind of like, okay, I don't think I'm going to hear anything crazier than that.
Do you believe it?
I guess because it's like, and I can actually understand it from their perspective a little bit, because I guess like they didn't know each other. Like he didn't have anything to do with the guy's life the whole time. And then their logic is like, well, I feel like I could trust you. I mean,
do you ever sit and hear some of these stories and you're just like, there's no way this is not true, or this is true?
Oh, I mean, that's just like not that hard. Like I've already accepted that these dudes are gay and are dudes. And then like, sure, he's his son. Okay. I mean, it was very shocking to me when I first heard it, but as time goes by, I guess I'm just like, okay, like they're already just doing so much up shit in there that I guess I can't be surprised by incest being like one line that they also are okay with crossing. Yeah, good for them.
I don't know, it's crazy.
Yeah, whatever you gotta do to make it through your stay. But okay, so you do that time and then you get out. What are you thinking the whole time? Are you like, I'm gonna make something good out of this, or are you thinking like my life is over and I'll be lucky to even be able to survive after this?
I wanted to be like the next Wolf of Wall Street, get like the book deal, the movie deal. I was actually querying book agents from prison on a cell phone, on a contraband cell phone, saying, "Hey, I wrote a book and this and that." When I got out, none of that happened, and I ended up getting a job at Whole Foods.
You wrote the book while you were in there?
Wrote like 3 chapters. That's all you need to get like a book deal.
Yeah. And nobody was interested.
No, I sent it to like 200 agents.
Wow.
And then I resent it to them when I got out. I had like 3 bites. And then once they read like the first few chapters, they're like, no. And a lot of them said I didn't have any current press because the articles are all old. Like my most recent article was like a Vice article from 2015. Wow. All that happened and they weren't interested. Then HBO comes along and does a documentary on me called Generation Hustle. I was part of a series. It's not on HBO anymore. When they merged with Discovery Channel, they took a bunch of stuff off. And then Vice did something that year too. Right. So this is like 2 years after I got out of prison now, in like 2020, 2021.
I bet if you uploaded the one that HBO did, that nothing would happen. Like if you put it on YouTube.
Oh, I tried.
You did? And it came up as copyright right away?
Dude, immediately. It doesn't even load 100%. Yeah. That shit's gone because it's got the watermark. But I do have the link to it and I send it to everyone that, that asked for it and stuff. But it actually benefits me that it's not up there anymore because it stops at me getting out of prison and working at Whole Foods. It doesn't talk about this whole act 2 that I'm in. So I worked at Whole Foods, had those things, thought they were going to like blow me up like to the next thing.
And Whole Foods, you tell them, hey, I just did a couple years in prison.
Yeah, so I had actually went before my bond got revoked while I was on trial or after conviction. I wanted to look good to the court and pay like restitution, got a normal job because I wasn't making any money at the club I owned.
But how much did you owe?
490 something thousand.
Right.
So I got a job at Whole Foods. I applied to 100 places right before I went to prison. Not a single one, not even Red Lobster would hire me as a dishwasher for $9 an hour, would take me. They were like, reach back out after you figure out your stuff. But Whole Foods did. So I was working there and then I one day didn't show up because my bond got revoked and I left in good standing technically. My parents called and said what happened. So when I got out of prison, I applied there and I got a job and I worked my way up from a $15 an hour hot bar cook to making $33 an hour as the team leader. Just crushing it with overtime, rebuilt my life, got an apartment, a car, a dog, all of those things. Credit for the first time. And I did that up until 2022.
So how many years was that you were on the Whole Foods grind?
2019 to 2022.
And would you say you were happy? Was life good? You know, because you're falling into the way of life that you probably had been hoping to escape by doing the party promoting and everything like that. But once you've done a couple years in prison, it's like, shit, I got a job and I'm able to live a comfortable life. I mean, this is the good life in some ways, right?
I would say up until the end, I was so happy because that was the first time I had real money in my bank account, credit, an apartment, a car. Like I owned a nightclub. Yeah. But I was still living at my parents' house and they were supporting me and I had no money. I was doing something with my life and I was moving up very quickly in the company because COVID eliminated a lot of jobs and a lot of people quit. And it just opened up the door for me to grow with them and rise up. But then there gets to a point when you're an entrepreneur at heart, you're like, I don't want to be working for the man. I don't want to do this, you know? And also in corporate and the restaurants or in food service, it's so hard. It's a never ending revolving door. You're putting out a fire every single day. Yeah. People calling out all of this. I didn't want to do it anymore. So one of my videographers that used to do all the video for the club said, you got to start sharing your story on TikTok. And I go on TikTok and I see this whole thing about prison TikTok. And then I get into the whole realm of prison YouTube, just watching all of these creators get huge followings, telling prison stories. So I started my first week in 2022 in like July, talking about nightclub stories. Didn't really kick off or whatever. Kind of 1,000, 2,000 views. My first story that went viral was talking about solitary, how I did 6 months in solitary. I had COVID that day. I was stuffy, room was dark, but I made the video and it got like 2 million views overnight. And ever since that day, I've never missed a post.
Wow. So your schedule is you upload how often? So
at that time, I was doing like 3 or 4 shorts a day just about my story in the car, just sitting in the car and making clips. But when I started the podcast, I'd do 1 episode a week. This was in January 2023. Did 1 episode a week. Then I moved to 2. Then I moved to 3. Now I do 5 full-length episodes a week. And I do all my own editing, my clipping, everything like that, the interviews, and I put them out there.
So 5 a week, is that mostly interviews or?
It's all interviews. I only do interviews. We do like some skits, like I built a prison cell up in our studio that we'll do like skits and stuff, but my main focus is interviews.
Everything 420 really is that one-stop shop. Whether you're looking for your go-to gear or something new and unexpected, they got options for days, and they're always dropping mystery boxes and deals. The E420 app is clean, shipping is quick, and they literally have everything. Don't forget to use code NOJUMPER at checkout.